Hello, my fellow viewers, this is RRPG here, and welcome back to another episode of RRPG Let's Play with Golden Sun on the Game Boy Advance. In today's episode, we are here at Llama Temple, where we are going to consult with Master Hama finally, the person that FaZe was trying to get to, and which we had followed her for. So anyway, let's go ahead and get on with this episode that's already in progress, shall we? And as you can tell, we are here at Llama Temple finally, and we are going to consult with Master Hama today, where we are going to learn some things about our journey and hopefully get a new spell, or a new synergy spell, for Ivan too. And you shall see why once we get to it. But right now, let's just focus on what we can find here, whether or not if they are secret items inside of the pots, the boxes, the crates, or what do you call them, the jars. But I really don't see anything like those within this place, so I think our only place that we need to check out is within the temple where Master Hama resides. And as you can tell, I was trying to go back out the exit just to make sure where the exit was, but anyway, here we are inside Master Hama's quarters. So Isaac, you and your adept companions have finally come. It seems like she was actually expecting us for some odd reason. This is very interesting. Well, we're gonna say yes, that she was expecting us, but how do we know it? Well, we may not even know the truth as to why, why she was expecting us. But yeah, this is mostly just story progression for today. We're not really going to get into a whole lot, and we're not going to go through the Lamacan Desert, or the Lakaman Desert, or whatever in the world you call it. Because, you know, by the time we get done with this video, we'll already be up at a good point to where we will close things off. Now, there are some things that I actually do want to address while we see this cutscene. I mean, I will let you just take a look at the cutscene while I am talking, because there are some things that I actually do want to address. Since this one person made this comment on my third episode of Bayonetta, which was back yesterday, I believe, and I do feel that I need to address my viewers on this as well. Now, some of you might be wondering, you know, when I do Let's Plays, some of you may actually, well, this doesn't apply to everybody, but some of you may actually be kind of wondering why I don't put in a lot of emphasis with commentary, mainly because, you know, mainly like generating some really good topics, whether or not if they're controversial or ones that people will like. Well, I have to say this. There's a difference between Let's Plays and just regular commentaries. Let's Plays in general are more like game guides, where you have to pay attention as to what is going on with, you know, a certain game. While a commentary, you can actually talk about whatever you want during, like, an online match. Say, for instance, you're playing, like, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. If you're playing the online deathmatch or Capture the Flag or any of those games that are on there, that's when you can actually talk about anything that you want. But with Let's Players, we have to mainly be focused with commentary. I mean, you've seen the likes of Chugga Conroy, Josh Jepson, Nintendo Capri Sun, Proton John S.A., and some other ones like Lucagen, and even, you know, famous reviewers who have been doing Let's Plays as well, kind of like K-Wing, because, okay, it was called Lamacan Desert, I was right the first time, but you have seen people like those who actually have been, you know, doing commentary and stuff, but they've also been doing, playing the game in full, where they actually talk about some things that are happening within a game that, you know, some people need to be notified about when they haven't even played the game before. That's kind of the point of what this, you know, of what me doing Let's Plays is about. I mean, they're like, you know, interactive video guides, like, you know, say for instance that you're playing, you know, you're watching this video. The first thing that you immediately think of when you are when you're watching this video is you can immediately relate it back to a Nintendo Power Guide, or, you know, just a player's guide in general. So, yeah, this is the type of stuff that, you know, goes on within Let's Plays. While as commentaries, you can just talk about whatever you want. Say, for instance, you want to talk about, like, who's going to go to the Super Bowl, or who's going to, you know, who's going to be excited for when the next Call of Duty comes out, or any of that jargon. But, you know, it's not to say the same that Let's Players have that freedom to do so as well, but the thing is that, you know, with Let's Players, they have to be, like, half focused on talking about what's going on through an episode, or else, you know, they won't be able to inform all the people. So, you know, most of the stuff that I do is mostly an informative approach, but I do try to put on some entertainment at some points or the other. I mean, I'm not really good with my speech, and I really don't care what people say about my speech. If they don't like my speech, then that's their own problem. But you know, when you say something like, you know, you're dead weight when you do stuff like this, that's just only dropping the ball right there. And you're not, you know, being very considerate and being very, you know, respectful for what people are doing. I mean, if you say stuff like, you know, I do like your commentaries, but there is one problem that I have, and I think it's something that you can address in the future. You know, saying, you know, nice stuff like that, that's a good way to display constructive criticism. Not saying stuff like, oh, you're just dead weight, because, you know, that's part of feeding the flame right there. It's saying you're dead weight or your stuff's dead weight, and you're only setting a bad example for Let's Players out there on the internet. Well, no, that is fully baloney. I would even quote Bob Ross as to saying that, you know, if you feel that, you know, people think that you are, you know, not really good at anything, well, that's baloney right there. You know, if you set your mind to whatever you do, then you can do whatever you want. You know, it really depends on what the, you know, it really depends on what the things are that you actually like doing. And specifically, that also goes for YouTube videos and for people who do Let's Plays like myself and some of those other big-name people. Now, I'll probably also be talking about this to the people that's on Necessary Gaming, or for those who go to Necessary Gaming to watch videos, because I'm sure they're going to need some guidance as well. Because I really do believe that the term Let's Play and just regular commentary is really divided. And they're necessarily not exactly the same thing as before. Or they're not exactly the same thing as each other, because there are noticeable differences on how to, you know, convey things either by an entertaining approach, a controversial approach, or an informative approach. By entertaining approach, you can actually talk about whatever you want, whether if they're stories or whatever. Controversial approach, meaning you talk about topics that tend to cause a lot of controversy. And for informative approach, you're talking about stuff like, you know, talking about what is all going on within a game, which is kind of like what I'm doing right now. So, yeah. And, you know, to be honest, Episode 3, it really wasn't my best. I kind of been feeling a bit depressed lately, but that's a personal issue, but I won't get any farther than that. But, you know, it's like, not everyone's going to put on a show. That's the number one thing. No one is going to be 100% perfect when they do a Let's Play. And, you know, when people do commentaries on the internet, you know, specifically, like, during online matches, whether if they are for Modern Warfare 3 or for, like, Gears of War 3 or any of those other games that are more popular, they tend to, you know, just talk about a lot of things without, you know, paying attention as to what's going on within the game, to where they can actually, you know, talk to you about what is all in the game and what you all need to know. That's the point of a Let's Play. Not just, you know, not just the commentary. It's like 50-50. Like, one side is entertainment, while the other side is, you know, giving information, being informative. So, yeah, I just wanted to make that point out, because I do feel that is something that's being divided within people who do Let's Plays and commentaries, is that, you know, people who watch videos online who mostly enjoy, you know, some of the stuff that are, like, you know, the very popular stuff, which are, you know, the Call of Duty games and Gears of War 3 or Halo or God of War. I think it's because that some of them have a very short attention span, and they just only want to pay attention to those type of games, to where, you know, people are, you know, just being very short with their matches, and they can just talk about very short things, while people who do Let's Plays like me want to be very informative, and they want to, you know, talk about as much as they can within the certain games, as well as put in a little bit of emphasis on, you know, putting on a show of some sort. Anyway, here we are freeing Hisu. That was what his name was, and we managed to lift the boulder with the lift spell, and we are helping FaZe and Master Hama pull Hisu out of the spot where he was being trapped from. And evidently this was Satoru's and Minardi's work when they blocked Silk Road, because they wanted to, you know, they wanted to stop our pursuit. Well, evidently they did not take into account the shortcut through Alton, and that's how we managed to get to the other side. So that's their biggest mistake on their part. Like I said, they are not very very kind people. Okay, so anyway, since we did not go back, get back on our journey, we decided to go help Master Hama to aid them with freeing Hisu. Well, and I think it was pretty much on Ivan's request, because Master Hama learned Reveal to him, and he wanted to do everything he can to help Master Hama because she seemed to know who Ivan really is, which is something that is actually explained in The Lost Age, which is, like I said, it'll be another game that I'll get to later on, but as of right now, we need to, we just need to focus on what's going on with this game. And as you can tell with that little pole that's near Garrett's head, it actually is kind of weird, because isn't Garrett's head or Garrett's hair supposed to be in front of that thing and not underneath it? I think that was actually a glitch of some sort, with this game, because there are some things that programmers tend to overlook, that they don't manage to catch everything on hand when they, are programming the games, or, determining what's in front of what or what's behind something. I think that was something right there that they overlooked. If you take a look at where Garrett's head is with this hair, being underneath that pole, it's not like the pole or whatever it is in front of the temple is higher than him, because they pretty much look like the same size, or if you were to put them side by side, and then it looks like Garrett is bigger than that. Okay, we are done with Llama Temple, and Ivan wanted to talk to Master Hama about something, but he says that it doesn't really matter. But for right now, we are going to leave Llama Temple, and we are going to close things off here very shortly after we save our progress, because, with the current time we are at right now, I think we made a lot of progress today, and I think I made my points really clear, when I was addressing the things, so that way people, don't feel bad about what they're watching, and they can actually be a bit more understandable as to what they are seeing and that kind of stuff. But yeah, I just want to address those points, so that way, people can fully understand where I'm coming from. Anyway, gamers, next time on Double RPG Let's Play with Golden Sun on the Game Boy Advance, we're going to resume where we left off, and we are going to go to the Lamacan Desert, to where we are going to go through it fully, and to see if we can actually make it out of the desert and back over into the territory that is near Vault and Vale. But we will go to Calais after we go through the Lamacan Desert, but that won't be until the episode after this upcoming one. But anyway, guys, if you have not done so already, be sure to follow me on Facebook and Twitter with the links in the description, as well as check out the Double RPG Reviews Facebook page that's on my YouTube channel. That's also going to be in the description as well. And if you haven't done so already, be sure to rate this video, subscribe to my channel, or if you like the stuff that you've seen in this video, then be sure you rate this video, subscribe to my channel, and leave comments below to let me know what you guys thought of this episode. Anyway, gamers, take care of yourselves, and I shall see you tomorrow for another episode of Double RPG Let's Play with Golden Sun on the Game Boy Advance. So, I'll catch you later, guys.